Hi everybody, this is Ginger and this is Ginger's Chat Show, and I hope all is well. I fixed my reflection issue. I pulled the blinds down a little bit more so there's not all that reflection. Anyway, excuse me. um, Allergy season is starting. Uh, anyway, TGIF and other things that are going on. Um, Sorry, that's my phone. Anyway, of course you've seen all the antics. Trump is, he who shall not be named is, he's now in a real super panic mode. Elon Musk is in legal trouble. Big legal trouble. The, Judge Chutkin ordered Elon Musk to court to explain everything about Doge, and in other words, there's been basically a criminal complaint filed against Elon Musk, and this, I don't know who or how all that happened, but hey, he got himself into trouble. He broke the law, okay? And so his stocks are plummeting. His Tesla sales have really plummeted. They went way, way, way down. Because of all of Trump's antics on the tariffs. Because sooner or later down the road, when all this is said and done, I hope tariffs will be banned. Won't be used anymore. It's a very, very poor tool, okay? If you want to adjust a nation's attitude about something, use sanctions, don't use tariffs. What would you like when we did against Russia when they invaded Ukraine? There were sanctions slapped against them, and many of their oligarchs lost their yachts. So anyway, hi Nancy. Keep your eye to the sky. There's going to be some tornadoes hitting the Midwest area today and through the weekend, so keep your eyes peeled and have your weather radio handy. You never know what Mother Nature's going to throw at you. I'm fighting allergies like mad today. There we go. And then after I'm done with my chat show, I gotta treat Loki. He's a little bit better today. His eye is still having issues, left eye. Poor kitty. And he's still having breathing issues. He finished up his medication on that, the nose drops, but I don't think those helped very well. He's a stubborn kitty, and he doesn't like to take anything or eat anything, or, like most animals, So, anyway, back to he who shall not be named. We need to really keep, instead of talking so much about what we need to do, we need to put it in action. We need to push it to Congress saying, hey, let's implement impeachment proceedings. He broke the law. Now, I understand there's several special elections that are going to be occurring. So the House will, if those are vying for the replacement positions for Congress, um, get true Democrats in there. It will go, the House will go completely Democratic. Because then the GOP and MAGA will lose power. They want to make sure that they lose power and keep it that way. I would love to see Hakeem Jeffries as a Speaker of the House. He would do wonderful there. And then they need to implement impeachment proceedings. Now, I think there's one or two special elections going on for the Senate. I don't know if that's true or not. You know, it's hard to keep track of everything on this. Now, I know there's a number in the Senate that are not running for re-election in the midterms. So, especially the GOP side, they're not running for re-election. The other thing, too, that I find that kind of comical is the GOP senators and House representatives, when they go to their town halls, they run like scaredy cats. And they won't face their constituents. And my thinking is this: then what's the point of not representing them properly if you're going to be like that? Representatives and senators, are supposed to work for the people, not the other way around. And they're not supposed to be loyal to Trump. They're supposed to be loyal to the Constitution and loyal to their people who they work for. So they need to be reminded of that. Now, I live in a blue state, so I don't really have to worry so much about that as much those in the red states. The red states, people in the red states, especially those that are Democratic in the red states, need to rise up and tell those are, traditional Republicans to say, hey, you need to rise up and we need to get this guy the boot. He doesn't belong in office. And Trump should be removed from office. And we need to get a president in there that, for example, like Pete Buttigieg. Get him in there, and I'm sure he will straighten everything out. Because he knows how everything works. Pete Buttigieg was a Secretary of Transportation. So he ran the TSA like a tight ship. He said when there were a number of interviews, especially by Midas Touch, he did interviews with them. He said it was so stupid of Trump firing federal workers and especially flight controllers on this. And I go, why? Because if Trump needs to fly around, he's going to be unsafe flying around. I don't think Trump thinks that far ahead. He doesn't do any, what's the term they use? He doesn't do any creative thinking. He doesn't think ahead. Analyze ahead. He doesn't do that. I don't think he knows how to do that. And especially this past week when he did the Tesla commercials out in the front lawn, he's violating the Molliot clause right there. You're not supposed to use the office for sale of things or anything else. Okay? But he did anyway. He said, well, I'm going to buy a Tesla. Well, I don't think the guy knows how to drive. I don't think he has a driver's license. Everything, Trump has gone through life, everything being done for him. And he hasn't learned anything. Okay? He knows how to walk and talk, sort of. But he doesn't know how anything works. And now that he lost his Trump organization has been shut down. Okay? They can't do anything for 5 years. And New York is making sure of that. So anyway, anything else in the news? Well, again, tornado season will be ramping up. So now it's spring. Today the Crew 10 will be launching in about a couple hours. Hi Dorothy! So if you want to watch the launch, go to the launch pad. He's televising it. Launch the Crew 10. They're going up and they're replacing part of Crew 9. And part of Crew 9 is being joined by the Starliner crew. And they're going home. So I think they're going to be using that capsule, same capsule. Once they get up there, they unload everything, load everything else back up, and then Crew 9 will be going home. Which I think is going to be really neat. And so both Sunny and her fellow astronaut will be home after 9 months. Well, yeah, things like this happen when you do flight testing and everything on a new rocket. And some things don't work, some do. And I think the reason is that I think NASA was a little bit out of practice because they have not built a rocket in a very, very long time. They retired the Saturn V rocket. They don't use that anymore. They retired it. And so now they're relying heavily on SpaceX rockets because they're deemed safer and easier to pilot and everything and much more comfortable. But one thing people don't seem to understand about space exploration and everything else, they think all of this is government supported. Well, not really, because SpaceX is a private company. And so he makes money, of course, off the contracts of various, when they're setting up, doing Starlink, setting up Starlink sats, and setting up satellites and various customers. That's how he makes the money. They're just supporting NASA for astronauts and everything else, rotation on the space station. Well, in about 4 years, let's see, it's 2025, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. About 4.5 years, we're going to be replacing a space station. There will be 2 new space stations going up. And the International Space Station that we use now will be sent into deorbit. Everything will be cleared out. A lot of the stuff will be reused for the new space stations. And then let it burn up in the atmosphere. Um, which makes sense. Some people say, well, why not just send it out to space? And I go, well, no, not a good idea. So anyway, I like space exploration because it's very, very interesting. Because without space exploration, we won't have our cell phones and we won't have our computers, and I won't be able to do my chat show. So a lot of the stuff they do up there, eventually it'll go to civilian and commercial use that they're testing and everything. They're doing a lot of testing now, especially in human anatomy and everything up there in the International Space Station. They're right now testing those that have osteoporosis, which I have. I have osteoporosis, and I have osteopenia on both sides. And so I have to, of course, I have to be very careful. But, you know, if I drink plenty of milk, I'm holding it off, basically. So be sure, if you want to get calcium, drink milk. That's your good source. Other than that, we'll just have to wait and see. But again, keep persisting. Keep pushing. Keep resisting. That's why I do my show. I'm resisting by saying, okay, this is what needs to be done. Okay? And I can understand why people are upset, scared, and everything because of the tariffs, what they're doing. And Trump is trying to purposely crash our economy. I'd like to crash his economy. He needs to be taught a very, very tough lesson. In other words, the gloves off type of lesson. That, hey, you just don't do this. He would have been a lot better off if he just left the economy alone, left not do any tariffs, just ban the tariffs, and in other words, left everything in its place and just work on other problems. But no, he got this vengeance on his mind and everything else. That's not how you run a government. Because eventually people will have, karma will bite. It will. Because if you remember your history, dictators and wannabe dictators, they got their karma. You know. So he needs to wake up to that. But you know he won't. He'll just ignore and go, oh well. And then he sits there and projects, and then he blames the economy and all the other tariffs and everything on President Biden. I go, excuse me? President Biden whipped our economy into shape as soon as he came into office. He took everything out that Trump did previously. And, of course, Trump didn't really do that much damage back then, except for the only thing that caused the damage was COVID. This time around, we don't have any, well, except for the measles issue right now, which we're fighting. You know, we need to push back. Anyway, I'm go ahead and, let's see, let me check my calendar real quick here. My calendar. Well, Monday is the 17th is St. Patrick's Day. So, celebrate the luck of the Irish. We're going to need it all we can get here. And I will post this video on my YouTube channel. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Keep an eye to the sky, because there's going to be tornadoes in the Midwest and West Coast Florida area. So, Dorothy, be vigilant, okay? Mother Nature's ramping up. And I will see you on Monday, okay? Talk to you later. Love you all. And be sure to insist, persist, and push back. And stay safe. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.